I ate a sandwich. That's why I look so buff. This video, hi, on my live, the video's not about my muscles or some shit. It's my reaction to Jesse on Fire talking about Iran and Russia about to whoop our ass. That sound says that I'm live. We are gonna watch Jesse on Fire, and you're gonna listen to my reaction, boss. You know why you want my reaction? You're not going to meet another American like me ever, dude. I just mogged into the peaceful assembly of a bunch of like MAGA people, some libertarians like us, the smart ones, some like pro Rainbow Club. I don't know why. I don't think Mexican men want rainbow shit affiliated with the Mexican flag, whatever they were protesting. It's fucking California. They can do whatever they want. Now, I don't just look and talk like this to try to sound tough. I really have that much not to lose. I'm really that fucking deadly. The world is lucky fuckers like me are still benevolent. I am a fucker who totally is trying to remind you, take advantage of the First Amendment while you don't care. Let's watch Jesse. Okay. My reaction to Jason.
So the original intention of this video, as you probably see from the title, was to show you guys the unbelievable propaganda video that Iran put out, which is blowing up Lady Liberty. But what we also look at in this video is the ceasefire proposition that we gave to them and how and why they rejected it. And I think for people who don't feel like they have a really strong understanding of what's actually going on over there in terms of the negotiation itself and why this is being rejected and why it's going to continue to be rejected, I'm telling you, just watch the whole video. Just watch this whole video, because this goes back 10 years. I mean, obviously it goes back way more than 10 years, but specifically this moment right now goes back 10 years to a multitude of decisions that lead us to the total inability to end this when we need to end this. So enjoy the video, because I really lose my temper here shortly. So let's go.
Okay, we're gonna watch this video that our enemies from like BRICS, right? I don't know if, of course, because unless you're my viewer and people who actually know who I am, you're gonna just be some Joe Blow that swipes up to watch somebody juggle 3 dicks, or you're gonna watch some chick that you'll never bang who gets banged by some fucking bitch wuss. Like, it's even more pathetic than you. Not you, not my viewers. And instead of listening to what I have to say about this shit, but this is the most epic video I've ever seen. And we Americans, dude, I don't think you guys know this shit because you have moms and dads and homes and like shit in the bank and you ate today and all that kind of shit. You could call me a bum or some shit. I got called today like, oh, you have money, I have money. Oh, I'm like, dude, it's nothing new, dude. I've lived like this since I was 12, guys. And then I dug myself out of the gutter and I went back on purpose. So anyways, this is the most, people with all those creature comforts are making this entire country one and giant fucking asshole of a bitch. Okay, so the only fuckers I can think off the top of my head that are more right, that are more cooler, that are more tough, that are more worthy to breathe than me is the dude from Black Scout Survival and Combat Veteran Reacts. Watch this shit, yo.
And take a look at this, you know? Have a look at this.
Now, anybody who gives a shit, I like Combat Veteran Reacts because he's passionate about shit. Ukraine versus Russia, as somebody, a Catholic who almost went Orthodox Christian, I love them both. I don't know, but I do know that Combat Veteran Reacts obviously is passionate and really believes in what he believes.
So Russia China share insane Iranian propaganda videos, including a missile blowing up the Statue of Liberty. Oh wow, things are going that well, huh? And I assume, like, we're not gonna let that slide, right? Right? We're not gonna let this slide, are we?
Fuck
Russia
it.
and
We
China
deserve this.
share this?
Video is so accurate.
An Iranian missile blowing up the
It's the
Statue of
most
Liberty?
epic
Like,
video I've ever seen, dude.
we
I'm
got the number one military in the world, right? Like, and we can punk everybody economically, right? So we're in a
fuck
we're
no,
in
we
a
can't.
really strong position of leverage, right? So
No,
like they can
dude.
just punk us like this, huh?
We are a great
And
city.
if you look closely,
We really are, dude.
okay,
We're
if you
pieces
look
of
very
shit.
closely
We didn't
at
start
what
that
they
way.
actually posted, what does that look like
Our
right there?
country's
Does that look like the
fucking
Statue of Liberty
trash,
head?
dude. You know how
that what
hard
that
it's
looks
gonna
like?
get not
Or
only to get our rights back,
maybe
but God's attention, positive
Is that the
attention
head
back.
of Baal? Okay?
Yeah, that's fucking
Because it
badass,
is.
Jesse.
That is a reference to Baal,
That's fucking
which
badass.
means what? Okay? If you don't know, get caught up. Baal. B-A-A-L. Baal. That is who
The
they
demon
are
god of the
saying
Old
is
Testament
running
in the
our
Bible.
country to the point that they'll put it on the Statue of Liberty and then blow it up.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
if you like it when I snap and start yelling about things, usually when I feel really strongly, then you're looking at the face of someone who just got done doing that. So much so that after yelling for probably 15 straight minutes, I realized
I
I
understand
didn't
your
even show
passion, Jesse, but
this video yet. Okay, I just looked at Trump's offer and then
this is the most epic
Iran's
video you're
rejection of
ever
it,
gonna
and
see.
then started
I'm
talking about the history of
pro-American
the
as
region,
fuck.
and I just lost
I'm
my
trying
shit.
to align it. I'm
if
trying
you
to align
enjoy
it
that,
so you
just
can see.
make sure you continue to watch after now. I'm coming back
Sorry
in
for
order to
shaking shit.
watch
Jesse
the
on
actual
fire.
propaganda video. So I think you'll have a good time watching that. And by the way, my channel growth has gotten murdered since I got a completely unjustified yellow icon from people who inevitably, like for sure, just
Did you
dishonestly
question
were
something to
flagging
do
my
with
account.
people
So
who
if you guys
read the
would
Talmud?
not mind like helping me out by subscribing if you watch consistently and definitely liking the video, and if you can, share it to somebody, text it to someone, I don't know. Maybe other people that you know
Fucking
that don't watch me yet would
Talmudics.
like to see somebody just
Fuck
completely
the
lose their
Talmud.
shit on camera because it's might be entertaining for people. Okay, so let's
It
watch
is.
this thing.
This is the most epic thing I've ever
because
seen in
this
my life.
is called One Vengeance for All, and it was shared by
Fucking
both
badass.
China
And I'm
and Russia,
pro-American
and
as
it's
fuck,
literally, look at
guys.
this, it's everywhere.
We're fucking
It is literally
sodomites.
everywhere. Everyone is sharing
Everybody
this
in this
video,
country, my country,
and that's real interesting.
except for the
you know
dude
what I
from
mean? It's
Black
like, okay,
Scout
great, good.
Survival, and
Awesome.
the dude from
So,
Combat
let's watch it
Veteran
together.
Axe, and some other people.
And
fucking demons.
see how it makes you feel, and see
This
if it makes you
country
feel like
got
we're
shit,
winning,
dude.
losing, or if
Ben
we got
Franklin,
walked
Thomas
into
Jefferson would be like, never mind.
a
At least
planned
200
situation
years.
that we knew we were, or they knew we would be unable to get ourselves
We're
out of.
fucked.
Well, there was a song in the
Those
background, so I'm
Native
going to do a
Americans, our
voiceover
own
just in case it gets
people.
copywritten. But you are
There's
looking
the
at
Japanese,
Japan,
which is,
Hiroshima. They're looking up at the sky. The
sad,
Native Americans
but-
before that, Vietnam now.
Vietnam.
Okay, you're going to see a really funny one here coming up. Yemen. Oh
Yemen.
no, here comes America. They're going to destroy
A
us.
little girl in
Palestine,
Palestine.
Gaza. I think that you can guess who that's
Some
aimed at.
little
And
girl
then
on
Epstein,
Epstein
Island, a little
Island.
girl. At least they have a sense of humor. And then now they got
Well,
Iran, little
that's
kid
not
at the
funny.
school,
It's
and now they got
true, Jesse,
Soleimani,
but I
who we
guess
also
you-
hit with an airstrike, and then the Ayatollah, who we also killed with an airstrike. And it's like, oh, okay, so, well, there's an ICBM from Iran, and it's headed up. Never mind. This is the
Hits
Statue
our
of Liberty,
fucking
except it
idol.
has the head of
Baal.
Baal
Yep.
instead of Our Lady Liberty on it, which is
Which is
interesting.
Lucifer's
Wow.
face.
Wow.
That is the most epic thing I've ever seen in my
That
life.
is something. One vengeance for all. Man, that
I'm pro-American.
I don't know, man. That
Or
just fills me
America
with confidence
died,
that
like, in the
everything's going
80s.
fine. That
America
they created
fucking
that,
died, like, in
and
the
then
90s or 80s,
Chinese
guys.
news shared it, Russia news shared it, everyone in the world shared it, and the whole Baal thing. You know, if you aren't clear on who Baal is a god that these elites have, you know, worshipped for many generations. Some people think that it, you know, might, I don't want to say that word. You make a sacrifice, I guess I'm just going to have to say it, but kids.
That's Moloch. That's Moloch.
That's what Baal is, and that was on Lady Liberty. This is just great, man. Listen, like, they're just punking us left and right, okay?
So you guys, my
I'm going to stop
channel
talking
should
because
be bigger.
I am about
know
to go
I'm
on a
sure.
thermonuclear
It's
rant,
Moloch.
and so I'm just going to let you guys watch that right this second. And there's also some incredible really, really interesting information forthcoming here that you're definitely not going to want to miss.
Still sex.
So Iran completely rejected President Trump's 15-point peace plan on Wednesday and put forth its own maximalist demands to end the war. After the president claimed that Iran agreed to major components of his peace plan, including giving up their nuclear weapons ambition, why would they do that now? Tehran told mediators that Trump's plan was unacceptable.
We're pro Second Amendment, and they can't have nukes. And then every time we supposedly, they're 2 weeks away from critical mass, like somehow they always have nukes, and then people, smart people that get in trouble for saying this, they don't have nukes, you know? And everybody, we're the most Second Amendment fucking country in the world, and we're endorsing other people not to have nukes. Hey, look, I understand, but if we didn't piss them off from the beginning, if we didn't have to suck the fucking agenda of all these fucking Talmud-ass fucking rich people.
Iranian lawmakers have instead presented their own deal that would see the Islamic Republic rule over the Strait of Hormuz and ensure its safety, along with that of its terror proxies abroad. Well, that's interesting framing coming from New York Post. Something tells me that's not how they worded it. They say the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, which has consolidated power within the remains of Tehran's regime, somehow is telling us to shove it. That was to keep the war going until the U.S. closed all American bases in the Gulf and provided reparations for its attacks on Iran. Nice. That seems like something that's very likely for us to do. Okay? Because here's the thing.
We only did it because Netanyahu told us.
They would make an offer that was at least potentially able to make it look like something good came of this for the United States. This counteroffer is them straight up saying, like, we're not letting you out of this. We're going to break you with. We're going to break you with this conflict. And guess what? Going to war with 20% approval, not a great start.
So,
and that was when
just bomb California
we all probably assumed that there wasn't a massive Trump card in their back pocket. I didn't even understand. I didn't know about the Strait of Hormuz. I didn't understand that they could just do that.
Everybody will fucking.
And now that I did,
I live in
I
California.
was at 1% support, and now that negative 100% support.
And blame it on Iran.
Along with
We'll get
American
everybody
withdrawal,
on board.
Iran's leader insisted they
We
should
need
have
California
full control
really bad.
over the strait. The key shipping route that has cut off access to 20% of the world's oil supply. The change would allow Iran to collect fees from the ships that travel through the passage.
What I'm talking about is like how there's all this proof that everybody ignores because they're busy jacking off that our own government started 9/11. Like you could watch Zoomer Historian. He's got a lot of evidence that we pulled our ships back knowing that Pearl Harbor was going to happen. Like, oh, our most greatest battleships just happened not to be there that day, like they always are, so that it would get a huge approval rating among the populace to go to war. Hey, I'm glad World War II happened. All you guys can die so that my dad's country could be liberated and come over here, and so that a bunch of Talmudics can guilt trip you into letting a bunch of fucking savages like my family come here and be smut peddlers and all that shit. That's good. That's good for the fucking, you know, the pre demographic of people who subdued this land and, you know, made penicillin out of it. But God works in mysterious ways, because for all I know, I'll concede that maybe people who subdued this land kind of really fucked the natives, or kind of like really never gave a shit about blacks at one time. And, you know, so in saying that, maybe God used the Talmudics to tell the Caucasoid Prosimian to open their butthole and to get involved in World War II. So because somehow all these Talmudics don't want Germany to have an empire, just like everybody's allowing Japan and France and England to do it. So that's good, dude. So now I'm in this country, and I'm telling you honestly, what the fuck, you know, with almost nobody fucking caring.
Does with the Suez Canal. The new source of revenue for Iran would be compounded with an end to all sanctions on the Islamic Republic, according to Tehran's demands. Iran also demanded a permanent end to war as well as Israel's fight with Iran-backed Hezbollah terrorist leaders in Lebanon. While the regime made no mention of its nuclear program and the demands, it said Iran should be allowed to keep its missile program with no negotiations to limit it.
Well, I mean, we do endorse
the demands
Second
fly
Amendment,
in the face of Trump's
right?
15-point peace
Don't we
plan.
want other countries to be American
with U.S.
values?
officials calling it ridiculous and
I
unrealistic.
understand not wanting enemies to
As
have
of right
big
now,
guns.
it's unrealistic.
I get that, but we piss them off. And they're going
Let's
to
see how much longer we can keep this up. And it's like,
I mean, guys, like, let me tell you something. How we're poking a bear, okay? So there's these fuckers that read the Talmud that says that Mother Mary, Jesus' mom, was a whore, and Jesus is in hell boiling in shit, right? And they tell America and every new George Bush to get involved with the fucking Middle East, right? Making a nuclear bomb is not rocket science anymore. Like the average smart kid, like I know a dude from Romania, this is a kid, and he knows, like even he can like read up on the internet and know what makes a nuclear bomb. He just doesn't have nuclear fusion and the uranium and the tooling. But Iran's a pretty big country. All countries are eventually going to have all countries with any kind of economy, especially one like Iran that runs the world's oil, they're going to get a nuke anyway sometime in history. And the only reason why we're going over there is because Netanyahu will tell the world that Trump likes 17-year-old girls like Kip Winger and shit on Epstein Island, so he has to be another George Bush, and we're pissing the fucking the Islamic people off for no fucking reason, dude. I mean, I meet some Islamic people and they're really cool, dude. They believe in Allah and all that, but they just want to fucking come here and make $1, dude. Everybody believes in their religion and ignores the bad blood that we all used to have. They come here and make $1. But what are we doing? I thought Trump was the Mr. Deal guy. Now we're just poking a fucking country that's like probably way bigger than Alaska and shit, that runs the whole world's fucking oil. All that shit you see out there runs off of fucking oil, guys.
here's the thing. Okay, it's funny because Nate posed this to me last night on the phone, and he said, can you imagine, just for a second, if you're just thinking about geopolitics, can you imagine if Iran was our ally? Like, as opposed to, right? And I'm not actually suggesting this as a course of action by any stretch of the imagination. I would expect that anyone who actually did that would have their channel nuked in half a second. So I'm not actually entertaining that the country were at war with Islam.
Okay, Mr. Jesse, I feel for you, bro. So wait. We voted in this guy named Trump because the liberals, the libtard, the Democrats are going to censor all sorts of free speech and shit on the internet, right? So now people are getting flagged for questioning the Talmudic fucks and shit, dude. By fucking MAGA man. See where the fuck we're at in life, dude? And who in the flying fuck is going to rise up? Use the Second Amendment for actually what the fuck it's for, because everybody's comfortable. Everybody's sucking dicks, touching their own dick. They're obsessed with fucking Netflix. God is a second fucking thought. Ben Franklin said nothing, absolutely fucking nothing's going to change until the people who are unaffected by what's going on are just as pissed off as the people who were affected. Hope that let me fucking repeat that real quick. I think it was Ben Franklin. He said, nothing is going to change until the people who are unaffected are just as fucking pissed off as the people who were affected.
Oh, we should get rid of our ally and then replace him with that, because I would never do that publicly, ever. But if you just think about it from the perspective of what are we getting out of this situation versus what we are giving. And what did Charlie say? Charlie's like, given what are we getting for our money? What are we buying? What are we buying here? What are we buying?
Just print more money.
Okay?
Right?
When
That's
things
good,
like
right?
this happen, there's only one way to look at it. It makes a person like me who has completely avoided this issue on purpose totally. I never talked about that country. I never talked about any of it because I'm like, I don't really understand it and I don't care because it didn't have any effect on me as I was concerned. As far as I was concerned, I understand why military guys would look at it a lot.
Though.
They've been deployed. They want to know what they were fighting for. They want to know all that. And like for me,
I
I'm
think
just kind of like, look,
Jesse's a good
I worry
guy.
about
I
things
think
that are at
he's
home.
getting around to
I don't have room. I don't have bandwidth
right.
to be trying to understand over there. But when this happens, something like this, and then I find out that 80 of our Congress people list that as their number one funding source, and then you're watching people coming out with the most ridiculous statements of all time, like where they put a higher value on their loyalty to that country than ours, openly, when asked about it. And you're like, what did you just say? Like, what? So, the outlet's report contains 14 of 15 demands the Trump administration conveyed to Iran. Iran must dismantle existing nuclear capabilities. Iran must commit to never to pursue nuclear weapons. Why would they do that? No uranium enrichment in Iranian territory. Why at this point would they agree to that? Iran must hand its stockpile of enriched uranium over. Okay, well, why would they do that? Like, what leverage do we have?
So hey guys, I'm just gonna end the video because nobody's fucking watching, dude. It goes to show you how bitch ass and cuck fuck, or how fucking thrown down the rabbit hole of fucking the algorithm a channel like me is. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? Do you give a fuck? I'm not talking about the people who have checked me out. I know who you are. I know you have bigger channels and you run with the ball that I reminded you is boiling in the back of your mind. So with all that, if you give a fuck, God bless, but there's not enough people giving a fuck. Or the algorithm is shitting all over fucks like me.